You may have heard of motor neurons disease, Parkinson's disease, or Alzheimer's. What do these things have in common?
Well, they're all neurological conditions where the neurological system, so from the brain cells through the nervous system, are slowly beginning to shut down or not function as well as they should. And depending on which area of the brain that process starts in, it, I guess, determines the kind of symptoms that people experience.
So if someone's struggling with a neurological condition, what's the role of speech pathology? How can a speech pathologist help?
Yeah, well, as I said, the common thread is that there's a neurological process of sort of shutdown of the body, and that obviously then can affect a way a person can use their muscles for speech, for breathing, and also for swallowing and eating. So speech pathologists, we're part of the care team that get involved in helping people manage the changes in their communication skills. So it could be from the very early stages of an initial diagnosis to help them put a plan in place to strengthen, maintain the skills that they've currently got, they could maintain as much function as they've got, as well as helping prepare for perhaps a later stage of the condition where physical speech might be harder and they might be looking at some sort of alternative system for communication.
So this fortnight's focus is communicating and communication with people with neurological conditions. And over on the blog, you've posted some really important tips of how to go about that. Can you give us some of those tips?
Yeah, well, I guess the first thing to note is that we come across people in our day-to-day life every day who have got some kind of neurological challenges, whether it's someone you know who's experiencing Alzheimer's or the early stages of dementia, or as is becoming slightly more prevalent these days, perhaps someone with Parkinson's disease and things that are affecting the way that they communicate. So I guess probably the best tip is you just be patient and give people your full attention. So really engaging with them, letting them know that you've got the patience to actually wait and listen while they get their message across. Sometimes that's very hard for us to do in a fast-paced world, but it's something that we need to be good at practicing.
So it sounds really important to take that time to make sure that they're understanding and you're understanding. What would be another really important part of that conversation?
Yeah, I guess one of the characteristics of people who are experiencing these neurological changes is they lose perhaps some muscle strength and coordination, which means that their speech is not as clear and their voice is perhaps not as strong. So just being really mindful of that and choosing the right environment to have the conversation. Perhaps not in a really busy, noisy cafe, but sitting on a park bench would be more appropriate. Also, just be mindful because of the changes. They have sort of, I guess, peaks and troughs in energy as well. So just picking the right time of day to have those conversations, to genuinely connect with those people in your life.
Yeah. And can you leave us with one more tip for communication?
Look, I would say if you know anyone who has just received a diagnosis or is concerned about their communication, absolutely get in touch with a speech pathologist early. Even though you might feel like your communication skills are still great, and we really hope they are, getting in early is important because it enables us to help you maximise your function and maintain your communication skills as long as possible. So particularly in the case of someone like with Parkinson's disease, we want to keep your voice strong and healthy, and we want you to be using it well into coming years. So get in early, maintain function, and then when things start to make a more radical change, we're here to help. We've got the systems and the processes and the resources to support everyone in that next phase of their communication journey.
Yeah, that's good. You've got that system in place.
Yeah,
that's really good. Well, if you're looking to hear some more of the tips we have for communicating with someone with a neurological condition, you can find that all on our latest blog post. This is our theme for the fortnight, so there'll be upcoming content also relating to this topic, and you can find that on our website at newcastlespeechpathology.com.au, and our social media pages will also have some more information coming your way. I'm Hosanna, and this has been a conversation with Alison from Newcastle Speech Pathology.